What we're about to watch is something that I call a beat video, sort of semi-inspired by the Beat Generation. And it's about, I had all this written stuff created and I didn't know what to do with it. And I thought, well, why not create some sort of video format out of it? But there were rules to it, a bit like Dogma 95 or whatever it's called, Dogma 96, I can't remember. And the rules were that you could record yourself if you wanted to, your voice, but you could use no videos that I shot myself. Everything would have to have a theme. And it followed a structure of I would say what I had written, or get some sort of AI thing to say what I had written. And then from that, create. I think some of them work better than others, but that is the structure of what we're about to watch. So I'm going to play each one individually with a title before it, or title after it, and then the next one will come in and it will flow like that. What's the point? We're all just lying to ourselves. We are nothing special, we are just animals. As humans, we should want to achieve the most happiness for the greatest number of people possible. Animals seem pretty happy. All they do all day is eat, fuck, and murder. Why are we different? Because we have a conscience, they say, that lets us decide right from wrong. The government has seen this vulnerability. They can tell us, just because they're in a position of power and therefore are deemed more sensible than us, to do whatever they want us to do. And as animals, all they want to do is to eat, fuck, and murder. Therefore, we've become a group of people invested into a world where we are programmed to help people in power to eat, murder, and fuck whoever and whatever they want whenever it suits them. I cut myself. I am at my deepest point. I say that for dramatic effect because I'm not actually quite there, at my lowest. As a recovering addict, my deepest point is nowhere near me cutting myself. However, when I cut myself, it does feel important, like I've dealt with something, without having to wake up the next day with any hangover. No self-hatred, no regret. It's all there and then it's done with. I don't want to do it. I feel weak for doing it. I feel even worse when I use. Carefully, like the Colombian nanny, I mop up the unacknowledged, encouraged Hollywood residue and sit there feeling like shit. Basquiat paints my tissue. You forget how you felt like Escobar when you made that cut. Because the only thing that felt good was the slice. That was the only thing you felt. And how you longed to not wonder about anything else your whole life. And now you are broken up. This gives you 1 second, 1 minute, even 1 hour if you are lucky, to not feel about it. All this for a rest. If you will, the afters that take so long to clean up makes you feel so worthless as you sit there, constantly dabbing that paper on your wound, wondering when you'll feel normal again, when something will feel like cutting yourself. That will last long enough to make it worth it. To not have to wonder about when the good will end. When something will feel like heroin. I think I'm an alcoholic, but I'm not sure. I guess the fact that I have to ask myself that question gives you some sort of indication of where I am at. At this moment in time, I'm around 10 days sober. I hate it. I don't feel any different. I still feel awful. I still hate myself, if not more than usual. I still crave it all the time. I have my morning coffee at around 8 in the morning, and I almost always go to myself, you know what would make this coffee even better? Whiskey. Even at 8 in the morning. and I hate that I think that. I struggle to deal with my feelings without drink, so there is an overriding feeling of depression and stress and every awful thing, and I have no way of living with it, suppressing it. I suppose one would say this period of sober is the time to focus on my mental health, because drinking and suppressing emotions is not a healthy way of dealing with them. And to that, I'd say, I'm a man. I know no healthy way of dealing with anything. I think I am addicted to sex, but I don't even like it that much. I love the idea of sex. I think about it all the time. When I see them walking with their short skirts and they give me those fuck me eyes, I imagine all the unholy things I would do to them, stuff that would make the devil cry. Then, when I do the deed, it feels like a chore. I feel like I don't want to be there. Once I've got her off, I just want to come as quickly as possible. I see it as a task, rather than an experience that I don't want to end. And then, when I am done, I just want to be left alone. I don't want to hug or kiss or make small talk. I just want to go. I've always said all I think about is sex, except when I'm having sex. Maybe that does make me an addict. I think I hate myself, but sometimes I don't. Sometimes I feel like I am the greatest person around, and that everyone should be front-flipping backwards just because I acknowledged their presence. Then, at other times, I feel like I am completely useless, and I'm not even worth the slightest bit of care. It is so hard to navigate when the only person I truly know is myself, and I don't know how I feel about myself. I don't know who I am. I think I want to cheat on my girlfriend, but I don't want to let her down. I look at other women and want other women. I want them desperately, and I know I can have them. To be honest, I don't know what is really stopping me, but something is. Maybe it's my moral compass, which only points south. Maybe it's the scared thought that she'd find out. I'm better with a partner, I think. At least I feel better with her around. I think I want to die. I just can't keep doing this anymore. I spent my whole life on the edge, ready to jump. When I look down at it all, I think what a fucking dump. My God, please help me get over this hump. What will it feel like to fall? I hear you pass out before you splat. Or is that just a myth? Have I been had? Will that be the peace I need? I hope it is, but I don't truly believe. I really do not know. I wish I did. Will it be worth throwing away the great, the good, the fine? Darling, it means so much that you are mine, but for now it is not enough. I don't think it ever will be, even if it is the relief I need. What is left behind and the pain I will cause will be greater than any relief I receive. What I need is not what everyone else needs. That is the pressure that holds me there. The silver rope wrapped around my ankle, keeping me from falling. At night, hours spent crawling, trying to find the light. That feeling reminds me why I am here. Because I have to be. Because I have no choice. Even when I feel like there is no voice telling me to stay. Laying, wallowing in the watering hole. White sheets filled with jizz, half-smoked cigarette butts, empty bottles, mess everywhere, unable to identify anything. Laying, wallowing in filth, everlasting unmade bed, the stench of days without washing, without leaving. Nails bitten, bleeding and raw, hardly eaten, but eaten enough to hide from the problem. Blinds closed, they have been closed, hiding the decrepit world from the eyes. Desperate for company, turned away from the world, hidden. In some ways, it's nice like this, a short relief from the constant pressures of life. Thinking about it for too long begs the questions. The darkness starts to overcome. You feel the darkness start to overcome. Oh well, the football starts soon. I know society is falling because when I leave the pub, I am sober, drunk enough to fight the forces that try to tackle me. But when I get home, I'm too drunk to understand where I am. Yet I sink that next pint to forget I have to wake up tomorrow. God, why is there war and money? Sometimes I wish that wino did punch me. David Lynch lights, happy days. I know society is falling because when I leave the pub, I am sober, drunk enough to fight the forces that try to tackle me. But when I get home, I am too drunk to understand where I am. Yet I sink that next pint, to forget I have to wake up tomorrow. God, why is there war and money? Sometimes I wish that wino did punch me. David Lynch lights, happy days. To be a man is to be like everyone else. To be a man is to be completely individual. To be a man is to have hair on your face. To be a man is to have hair below you. To be a man is to be good to one another. To be a man, you have to fight for your right to anything. To be a man, you must be confident. To be a man, you must not say anything out of place. To be a man, you must look your best. To be a man, you must not show off. To be a man, you should be smart, but make sure you don't show it. To be a man, you must be clean-cut, but not boring. To be a man, you have to be good. To be a man, you have to be you. To be a man, well, that's a hard thing to be.
I killed a man once. It made me hungry.
Does it make you feel better about yourself, with all those people staring at you?
I was at the pub, right, yeah? I was at the pub, minding my own and all that, and this geezer comes up to me, saying I was talking to his bird. I said, so what? Talking's not illegal. And he said, I didn't ask if it was legal. So I said, what are you asking? And he says, I'm asking if you were talking to my girl. And I said, can't I talk to her? And he said, that's not what I'm asking. So you said, what exactly are you asking? And he said, I'm asking if you were talking to my girl. So I hit him in the teeth.
I had a dream. I was walking my dogs. When I woke up, I found out I did not own any dogs. I looked at the sky and realized how tiny I am, just under 6 foot. I wonder who put it here. Whoever had to carry all these trees must have been very strong. The ground looked muddy, but it felt warm and hard on my toes. I ate some. It did not taste good. A man appeared from the bushes. He asked me why I was here. He told me I looked thirsty. I told him I wasn't. He left and I felt lonely. Then I woke up. I felt lonelier.
Listen, you fuckers, you screwheads. Here is a man who would not take it anymore.
The timeline of my life does not matter. Was it all worth it? Depends how much you are charging. Waking up in a state, curled up, fetal position, head filled with regrets. Turn to the side to feel better, only feeling worse. Picking crustaceans out of the nose, the cocaine cowboy. Bank account abandoned, doomed from the wreckage. Regret and suicide. What a fool. Memories of overconsumption of poison and bold, erratic claims. Hazy remembrance. The fallen soldier cries alone, lost before it all began. face, the sorrow in his eyes, revealing the only soul I have seen.